into the video. Stanky legs! Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode. Today's episode, super exciting. We are putting on the new Supernova INFINITE 8.5 spotlights onto the nav. I've had these sitting here for a couple of weeks. Work has just been absolutely manic, but we are putting them on today. I'm so excited for this. This is going to be a long-winded video, so what we're going to do is I'm going to leave some timestamps here. And if you want to jump ahead at any point in time, feel free to do so. We're going to actually open the box, see what's in the box. We're going to talk about what makes these lights so special. And then we'll do the installation and the review. And let's get into it. I'm so excited. Let's go. So, in the box. Ooh. First impressions, that bracket is massive. Like it is a thick boy. Its covers, really nice. Come off nice and easy. Woo! Look at that. So now what's included in this box? When you buy these, you get obviously the light, you get the covers at no extra charge, you get your little bolts and kits. These actually include the little rubberish mounting mat, the anti-vibration mat. We'll talk more about the importance of that later. You get the fast fit wiring harness, these little Deutsch connectors, that yellow wire, same as for the Rogue, that is for your DRL, the daytime running lights. And yeah, I think that's what you get in the box. Lovely. We're going to have a bit of a nerd out session, and we're going to talk about what makes these lights so amazing. So sit down, nerd out with me for a little bit. After Supernova produced their Rogue 8.5 lens, in which they pretty well conquered the combo beam between spread and long distance, they wanted to fill a place in the market with a light that mainly purely focused on distance, while still retaining usable and functional periphery. So while they've gone for, yet again, all the best components and the highest output components to get you maximum spread, they've also worked out that a reduction in intensity at about 60 degrees resulted in far less road sign reflection and excess glare off of road signs and things, which just makes for a more comfortable driving experience for us. It just means that your eyes aren't getting fatigued as much, eye strain. All that makes a huge difference when you're traveling, especially late at night, which a lot of us often are. Supernova tested all of the highest performing LED chips available, and they actually settled on the OSRAM black flat chips. Did I say that right? Yeah, I think I said that right. These chips have the highest lumen per millimeter squared diode, and also the best stability and performance available on the market today. Now, to complement this, Supernova have actually computer aligned each reflector panel around the LED housing to give you optimum light spread and throw. This allows them to actually control every little bit of light throw to the millimeter. They actually went through seven designs before they actually ended up happy with this one. So a lot of testing, a lot of R&D, a lot of work has been put into these lights. Supernova have again gone with a lifetime warranty on their lights, which again, that comes from using the best components available. I know I talked about this a lot in my last video with the Rogues, but they've done it again. They've gone with their Midnight Black DuPont anti-chip paint. They've gone with your GE Lexan lens, which is nearly indestructible. I will also note that most other companies refer to these as a protective cover. It's not really a protective cover when you've got a lens like that. 200 times more impact resistant than glass. The GE Lexan lens is near indestructible anyway, but they look cool. So I finally feel like I can jump on that bandwagon anyway. So look, if you want to feel like one of the cool kids, you can put these aesthetic covers on, but I think I'll be leaving them off for the time being. This time they've actually upped the ante with the bracket as well. As mentioned, that was one of the first things that absolutely struck me when taking these out of the box. That is a mean looking bracket. 5.5 millimeters thick, marine grade stainless, so it's not going to rust out, it's not going to corrode. It looks beautiful, but my god, it looks bloody heavy duty. They've done this because they found that the design of the mount itself actually reduces the vibrations. Now, this was an issue with the Rogues for me personally. They addressed the issue in updated models, but in mine, they did upon idle, they would kind of jitter around a little bit. So this time around, they've used 5.5 millimeter thick marine grade stainless steel. They've also included the little rubber anti-vibration mats as well. Again, a nice touch upon the old Rogues, just because mine didn't, they were an early model and they just didn't have them. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. IP69K, again, 3-stage O-ring seal, just means that you can absolutely pressure blast these things to the shit house, and you're not going to get water in there. They've also been fitted with the Gore-Tex breather valve. Just means that you get 100% moisture venting, pressure equalization, so you're not going to get that condensation. And again, these are all backed by a lifetime warranty. I've always been an advocate for that. If something's got a lifetime warranty on it, they've put some hard yards into the designing process. They're not anticipating that you have any issues with these. You don't offer a lifetime warranty unless you're absolutely certain. And these guys are. Again, Supernova have included the Torx security bolts for you at no extra charge. Just means that you get a little more protection for your investment. No one's going to flog them off the front of your ute, or at least not without a fight. So now, light comparison. The Rogues actually achieved 1 lux of light at 910 meters. These achieve 1 lux of light at 1.4 kilometers. 1.4 kilometers. That's insane. And they actually have visible and measurable light output up to 2.2 kilometers away. So you're getting 1 lux of light at 1.4 kilometers, but you're still seeing light at, what did I say, 2.2 kilometers ahead. Again, that's insane. Now, the Rogues were an amazing light. They did have that one major issue that was vibrating. There was no anti-vibration matting included, so they did vibrate a little bit on bumpy roads. They did, and also just on idle. But again, they've addressed that issue with these, as they did in the later model Rogues as well. But 5.5 millimeter stainless thick plate. Yeah, and get no rattle there. And just in case you thought you were, they've got these little rubber anti-vibration mats included as well, which will also stop any kind of paint chip or damage to your actual ball bar, which won't negatively affect your resale value, because you're going to want to take these spotties with you. One thing I will say about the Rogues that I like better is the DRL design. Now, I'm sure that's going to look absolutely wicked. However, I could identify another Supernova driver from like 200-300 meters down the road just by looking at the DRL design. It looked awesome. Just when you've got your lights on your Parkers, they looked intense, and I absolutely loved them. The design is a little more simple, and I guess keep it simple, but again, that's going to look awesome lit up. It's going to look very, very cool, I'm sure. But one note, I do like the Rogue DRL design better. I think that's about enough talking. I think it's time to get these things on. I'm so excited. Let's hook into that, because these are going to look great. Let's go. So one of the things that I'm most interested to see, yeah, you see that absolute graveyard of spotlight bracket. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I think they've used, I'm pretty sure that those are the exact bolts that the old ones came out of. Thank you, Supernova. Now first up, I'm just going to mount these on. We'll get the lights actually sitting in the ball bar, and then we'll do the wiring loom. Now Supernova have yet again given you a super easy, fast fit wiring harness, no extra charge. Again, this is often something that other people make you pay extra for. Not Supernova. They throw all of this in for free, the way it should be. So next up, I'm going to just lay out the wiring harness for you guys to have a look at. I'll show you what clips in where, what attaches to what, and how you can actually plan out the harness in your engine bay, so you don't end up with birds' nests and crap like that, because it's disgusting and you shouldn't do it. Don't be disgusting. So as I did show you guys, this is the big bundle of cables. You've also got these 3, 4, these are kind of the same thing, so 3. Those are again just the Deutsch connectors with the DRL light, which is the little yellow light. I'll show you guys how to install those. Now these 2 here are the adapters for the headlight high-low beam relay. So this here is the one that you're going to need for this particular car. If you're using a different model car, you might need this one. Anyway, this here is the main harness. Now this has everything you need. So obviously you've got your relay here. It's got a nice little Supernova logo. That's a nice touch. That's kind of the centerpiece to the entire relay. Everything feeds back to that. Now these obviously attach to your battery terminals. You may need to change the size of these terminal rings. Obviously you've got your fuse in here. Now over here, this really big long cord, it was broken up by a little clip in the last harness, but this one is just one full piece, which is good. I actually like it that way. That there is your little switch. Again, your nice little Supernova logo. And obviously over here, these are the Deutsch plugs that go into those Deutsch plugs, which then go into the DRL circuit and the spotlights. Alright, just a quick little bit of refilming. I don't know what that 22mm lens is doing to my autofocus, but the relay, as you can see down here, it's actually facing that way. So all the wires are going that way. Now the reason that I've done that is because there's actually only one cable that has to go the other way, and that is the switch for the lights. So I can afford to have everything else going that way. So from there, the relay goes, you can see I've got the power cable here, you've got the ground that just runs straight there, just kind of curls around. Now, I also acknowledge that this does look a little bit messy at the moment, but the reason I've been a little bit more laxed with it is because that, and a couple of the wires there are actually going to be going soon in the back when I get my canopy. So I have kind of let the ball drop a little bit here with some of the wires, but only because I know that I'm going to clean them up later on when I get rid of that battery, because it's just dying. So the rest of the wires come up here. Now there is a massive bundle of cables up alongside this battery. That is just for the first spotlight, because obviously you don't need the same length going from there to there as you do from there across the radiator support and down to that spotlight. So I've got a lot of that bundled up along just beside that battery. I've also got a lot of the cable from the relay to the headlight globe relay. A lot of that has been kind of pushed up alongside there as well. So that's all just bundled together nice and neatly. Now there is also just a little bit of excess cabling up there for the switch as it runs into the firewall. Just easy to have it there as opposed to clogging up underneath the dash. There's enough wires under there as it is. And from there again, it's pretty simple. The 2 wires go straight through to the spotlights. Your DRLs attach off of each individual headlight, not the same one. And that's basically it. To access a lot of what you need in here, you may need to take out the battery. If you have a second battery, you will also have to probably take that out as well. And it makes it so much quicker and so much easier. I know it seems like it's the more time-consuming way to do it. However, if you just take the batteries out, you will save so much more time. I've done this multiple times. Just take the batteries out. It is so much quicker than trying to fiddle around in small spaces with your hands, trying to get wires and whatnot attached. So just take your batteries out. And also, before I finish up, don't forget to keep all of your wires out of the way of moving parts, i.e. fans and things like that. Keep it out of the way of high temperature zones, even low temperature zones as well, i.e. your air conditioning and cooling systems. Just keep it out of the way of all of those things in order to look after and maintain good wiring. Also, the cleaner your wiring job is, the more efficiently you can troubleshoot when things go wrong. Not necessarily for your spotlights, but if you've got a couple of things wired up and you've just bird's nested shit everywhere, it can be a real nightmare. Keep it tidy, keep it zip tied down, out of the way. It should look factory. Keep it clean. Honestly, in my opinion, the trick to getting a good clean wiring job is to start at the battery, then move to your relay, work out where that needs to be, and then to go from there. I'd go switch in next and then everything else last, but that's just me. But just keep it tidy and you'll be fine. So the connection where you want to put this little adapter is right here for the D22. Just depends on what side your battery is on. So whereas these two would normally be connected, you want to plug in this little fella. Now you want to put the other end in this one. Alright, so that is all in except for this. Now that is going to connect up to the wiring harness, this part of the wiring harness. So just connect that one there. So just real quick, attaching these to your daytime running lights. You could use solder. In most scenarios I would use solder, but I have had them in with these little crimp terminals for over 12 months, and I've not had any issues yet. I understand that a solder connection is better, and if you know how to solder and are willing to put the time and effort in, go nuts. But I'm just going to be using these. These are super simple to use. Alright, so everything is hooked up, it's all done, battery's back in. Obviously I've just wired it up the same way I did last time, so that wire crosses up underneath that. Zip tied nice and tidily out of the way. Now I did end up clipping the smaller terminals on, and we have liftoff. Hey, so that's everything done. They are on there beautifully, love them. Super keen to take them out. We're going to go out, head out, and see how far these things actually go. I'm super excited. Let's jump in the car. Let's get going. So, guys, I am absolutely stoked with these lights. These are insane. I'm also not gonna lie, the DRLs have absolutely grown on me. I've been sitting here editing the footage, and I'm just over in my head, I'm just going, nah, these things look absolutely sick. As you can see from the footage, there are no vibrations at all. They are really sturdy, which I'm really happy with, given that I did have that issue with my Rogues. Now, the beam pattern is intense, however, it's really comfortable, and the color itself is really comfortable as well. You will notice that around close proximity, windy driving and road, you will get a lot of discomfort from the road signs because they're actually right in front of you. However, in most circumstances, these are really comfortable. I'm also going to throw shade at my really poor job of aligning these. You can actually visibly see that they're visibly off to the left. I did a really terrible job of aligning these. I must not have had my contacts in or something that day. But I am going to shift the beam to the right a little bit, and I'm also going to shift it up because I feel like I'm not quite utilizing as much of the beam as I could be, so I am going to lift the beam up a fraction as well. So, as you guys can probably tell, I'm absolutely wrapped with these lights. They are amazing value for money. The quality is subpar to nothing. And I'm just, 100% wrapped. These are an absolute upgrade over the old Rogues, and I absolutely adored my Rogues. Now, I do need to mention that you may have seen at the start of this video that Supernova have sponsored this video. But more than that, Supernova have actually come on board as a sponsor for the channel. Now that is super exciting, and I'm so excited to be involved with a company that has the same desire for high quality gear that I do. The market is so saturated with gear that is subpar, so it's really refreshing to be able to use and recommend Supernova's lights because I actually use them and I actually rate them. And now that actually brings us to the end of the video. Don't forget to like this video, share it around, comment, and consider subscribing as well. I'm going to leave a link in the description below that will lead to Supernova's website. Go over, check it out for yourself, and if you're going to update your Supernova lights, or if you're going to make the switch to Supernova, drop that in the comments below. Guys, also don't forget that you can head to my website, get yourself a slap sticker, a windscreen banner, or a shirt, or maybe all of them, whatever floats you go. But you can head to my website in the link below. Thank you guys for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.